If you want to learn how to create and use Zapier chatbots, you are in the perfect place, because in this video I will show you everything from start to finish. And this lesson you will see in a moment is a part of my Zapier masterclass. If you want to unlock the full potential of this application, save a lot of time, and also unlock other AI courses such as NotebookLM, DeepSeek, Midjourney, Notion, and more, I will put the link in the description of this video to my AI community. So feel free to check it out. And now with all that being said, let's get into the material. Nowadays we can build our custom chatbots with ChatGPT, Cloud AI, or other applications. But what if I tell you that also with the Zapier, we can build our fully functional chatbot within a minute? So in this lesson I will show you how to build your own chatbot from scratch without any coding skills and an easy and most effective way. So overall, let's begin with when we are in our homepage. And below the interfaces at the left top corner we've got the chatbots. So we can click on that. And there we are able to create our very own chatbot. So here also Zapier provides a lot of different templates. Nevertheless, I would like to show you how to build it from scratch. So you will know exactly what each option does right here. For this case, I can go over there and build our first chatbot. So click on this button and name it, for example, let's go over and type customer service expert. Let's do it by this way. Let's click on the create, and after that we'll be redirected to this interface. So here we've got a lot of different options, a lot of different tabs, and so on. Firstly, we can start with the instructions. So here we can provide the instructions of how the chatbot should behave, what it should do, what is the purpose of the chatbot, and so on. So we've got the option which is called directive. So here we'll be providing our instructions. And now I especially prepared for you the file with exact instructions template that you can use in order to create your very own instructions. So this is pretty much the entire template that consists of the specific parts. So let's preview it. We've got something which is the persona, so we exactly describe the name of the chatbot. We've got the description, so we kind of give there the summarization of what chatbot should do. So here, a customer service specialist to assist customers, provide detailed answers, and resolve issues efficiently. The focus is on handling inquiries, resolving complaints, and so on and so on. We also specify the interaction style, which is for that case very important, because for this case we would like to keep it professional and empathetic. Next we've got the usage scenarios. So oops, there we've got some problem. So now it's looking much better. So here we specify where we would like to use it. For this case, customer support tickets, live chat interactions, and FAQ responses. We specify the exact format, so we say every time provide the step-by-step instructions, or even use numbered list, bulleted points, and your answers. Here we've got the specific instructions, so any additional, I would say more advanced instructions, so there we can go more in depth. And at the end, additional notes, so any other data you would like to provide. And this formula for the chatbot description is actually used by me over and over and over. So here, anytime I create any chatbot, I use it, and there I only change the text for the specific purpose. So if you would like to create the chatbot, for example, to create an articles, you can go over here and only change these parts. So there you can go over and type in the project description, create an article expert specialist that creates for me an articles for the customers, and there rest of the options. So I hope that you understand it. So yeah, you can go over and download this file and the resources of this material. And we'll be using that for our case, so for training our chatbot. And I must admit that this formula is very powerful, because here you've got every part you want. So each information is specified correctly and in depth. So I just paste this data in the directive, and now let's go ahead to other options. So there we've got the greeting. So anytime the client will go over and interact with our bot, will have this sentence, so how can I help you today? Or even we can change it, so how can I help you with your problem today? Yeah, so we can do this stuff. We can also pick the model of the ChatGPT, for this case 4.0 mini or 3.5 turbo. And after doing that, we can save the changes. So yeah, we've got the new greeting message, and that's great. Let's go over to the next tab, which is knowledge. For this case, we can go over and upload the files directly to our chatbot. So after doing that, our chatbot will base on these files. Nevertheless, for that, we would need to have the plan, which is the Pro. So here we need to spend $20 to do this stuff, to upload the knowledge. With the free plan, you can build up to 2 chatbots with instructions and some data. However, if you would like to go more professional, you can go over and buy the Pro subscription. So you've got 5 chatbots with 10 custom knowledge sources each, which is, I can say, very enough. So we've got this possibility to do the stuff. And I can say you can go over and do this whenever you are thinking about using the chatbots a lot in your automations. The next tab is the logic. So here, this is very interesting because we've got 4 different options. So firstly, we can collect the leads. However, we need to upgrade the plan. Next, we can provide a button inside of our chat. So for this case, every time a user gets a response, we can go over ahead, add the button that will run the Zap, for example. So we can create it and see how it will work. You can notice it redirects us to the Zap. So here we can go over and create our action that will be connected with the chatbot. So anytime the user click on the button, we can go over ahead and, for instance, send a Slack message. For example, I don't know, schedule the meeting and do this stuff, or even open some application. Nevertheless, for now, we won't cover that because it is all about the chatbots, not creating the automations. When we go back to our chatbot, we can see we've got the logic. So here, when a user gets a response, it will just provide the button. So let's say I can type, I have the problem with Zapier. Something very general. Yeah, so you can see we've got the response, and here we've got the button we can click. So anytime our chatbot will respond, we'll have this button. We can go over ahead and click on that. There we can edit it or even remove it. So we can keep the Zap, delete the Zap. For this case, I would like to do this. So I even need to provide the Zap name to delete it. After that, I can do this. And now let's cover other logic options. So we can run the Zap. And when we click on that, we've got the option. So at the end of each conversation, the Zap will run. So this is the only option we have right there. Nevertheless, this is great because actually we can just trigger our Zap after each conversation. So for example, we can just have the entire conversation with the data. Afterwards, we can run the Zap and, for example, do something with it. And the last one, logic, for now is suggestions, which is very helpful because there we can suggest specific questions. So I can create the logic and it will appear right there at the bottom, just above the prompt box. So here we can choose it and instantly it will run. So definitely it is helpful. Next to the logic tab, we've got the style. So here we can choose the avatar for our chatbot. We can choose an image. So I picked some random picture of a dog. And actually this is minor feature. Nevertheless, we've got this possibility to add the icon of our chatbot. Another tab, which is conversations, allows us to actually preview the latest conversations with our customers. So we can exactly preview how our chatbot behaves, how it responds, and by this way we can apply the necessary changes. So again, when someone will use our chatbot, the conversation of it will appear right there, and here we can go ahead and see what was typed inside of this conversation. In the advanced tab, we can change the chatbot's name. There we can change the user message placeholder, so this message that appears right there. We can even apply the strength of the creativity. So here, when we go over with the lower values, it will be more predictable, and with the higher values, it will just more based on its imagination. So mostly I recommend you to set the values from 0.7 to 0.4, yeah, nevertheless you can go over and try it out. The other minor options right there is to actually change the browser title, subdomain, or even if we'll have the upgraded plan, we can disable the button that says built on Zapier. And the last one tab right there is analytics. So we can simply click on that, and here we'll have like different metrics. So conversations in the past 30 days, messages, URLs, and so on and so on. So yeah, when you will, for example, use the chatbot, there you can just preview some data. And this is actually pretty everything when it comes to building our chatbot from scratch. The most important information is to actually provide the proper directive. So the exact text and instructions on which our chatbot will be built on. Again, go over to the resources of this material and download the proven template actually to use right here, because it is again very powerful. Furthermore, if you would like to share this chatbot, we can do that in the right top corner. We can click here and copy the link, also set the access option. As we had in the previous lectures with the Zapier tables, we can use also chatbots within our Zaps. So we can pick the trigger, and here pick the trigger event, which is the chatbot button click, new chatbot feedback, and there we've got chatbot conversation completed. Nevertheless, we can't use the chatbots as an action. So here, whenever I search for the chatbot, we can do that. So keep it in mind that we can use only chatbots when it comes to our Zaps within the trigger option. Nevertheless, in the future videos, I will show you how to use the Zapier chatbots with other Zapier features, such as Zapier interfaces, which will be very powerful in that case. So definitely I encourage you to watch the course very carefully, because in each video you've got a lot of very important information to learn.